Alright, so in this video I'm going to show you 10 quick tips how to improve your street photography if you're a beginner, or if you just want to get better at street photography, or you just want to learn quick hidden tips how to get better at street photography. So I think the first tip you want to do when you're taking a photo straight is you want to look for light, look for a way to you can light your subject, such as wait for a pedestrian to walk past a light source, such as a pole or a window, especially when it's night time, because this can actually create more moody shots. You can go for a silhouette shot or add a bit more storytelling to your video, to your photos when you look for the light. Alright, so another tip is know your camera settings. So I do believe you should know your camera settings, such understand shutter speed, aperture, ISO, because I think if you know your camera settings well, you can take the shot really well. So I think camera settings is important, such as my tip is that when you do your focus, I normally shoot in continuous autofocus, because I think continuous autofocus is very it auto tracks the subject, if you want to track a certain subject. So yeah, know your camera settings. So the third tip I do recommend you doing is actually camping around the same location. Such as, let's say if you saw a cool composition or cool framing spot, what you can do is you can camp around the same area and wait for a person or a subject to walk past a cool framing shot and take the photo. This is a really common street photography tip that a lot of people do. They normally just camp around and just wait for a person to walk past so they get the shot. So another tip you should focus on is composition. So I think composition is really important, such as you should focus on getting looking for framing your subject, looking for depth of field, or even experiment with different angles, such as you can shoot from a lower angle, high angle, or side angle, or just experiment, because I think experimenting with composition is a really good thing to capture different unique shots for your street photos and all that. It's something you should do. That's something I really do focus on a lot, composition. So yeah. So another tip you can do for your street photo is capture people, take candid shots. So what I mean by this is take photos of people and what they're doing, capture the environment around their surrounding areas. Such as let's say there's a cool market happening. You can take a photo of people cooking or people socialize, just capturing the moment. And what you can do is, if you're a bit scared of doing this, is you can use a zoom lens and all of that, so they don't notice you and all of that. And once you get better at using the zoom lens and not getting noticed, then you can use a prime lens to get a bit more comfortable and all of that. So try to capture candid shots and capture people's emotion. Alright, I'm just gonna ask my mate Nick for a street photography tip. Give me a street photography tip now.
Have a plan. Always have a plan. Don't wing it. Don't be like me. Have a plan.
Yeah, that could work. Sometimes I do wing it. Sometimes I do wing it. Most of the time I do wing it, But someday you can plan your street photos. Some people do plan their street photos, but ideally for me, I'd normally wing it. But I don't know about Nick.
Yeah, have a plan. Always have a plan. From experience, when I first started out, which about 4 or 5 years ago, I used to wing it and found that you do get some great shots on the fly, but if you have a vague understanding of what you want to do, it makes your job a lot easier. It makes shit a lot more smoother, and you can just get in and get out instead of just flabbergasting around doing nothing. That's my idea.
So another tip you should do is shoot in different environments, such as shoot at night time, or shoot during the daytime, shoot in the rain, or shoot in the snow, or even shoot in early in the morning, in the mist. Normally that's what I do, because I always try to shoot in different environments, because you can capture different emotions, in my opinions. Right now you can shoot in busy areas today, today's pretty busy, or you can shoot in quiet areas where there's lesser people. So I do recommend shooting in different environments, different climate changes and all that. So another thing I do a lot these days is shoot with different street photographers, because I think you can learn like different type of street photos, like different way how to compose the subject, different camera settings. Like right now I'm shooting with Nick, as you can tell, you know, like I'm just doing like some street photos, like, because I think you can learn a lot when you shoot with different street photographers, because like you can learn like different type of style editing or different type of style how they shoot. Like some people see their camera in a different vision to how I see my camera, you know. So yeah, shoot with other street photographers. I get Nick to ask a tip. Let's go. Let's go. What's his tip?
Tip would be inspiration. Finding a lot of how I started and how I found my style was actually looking at accounts on Instagram, on YouTube, trying to find interesting composition, interesting styles, and understand how other people take their shots. Sort of goes with the previous point, but definitely find people on Instagram with a style you like. Don't copy it, but try to find your way of interpreting that style. And that way you'll find your groove, you find more how you want to create, how you would take the shot. And from there, it snowballs. And you start to find that without actually thinking about it, you're doing stuff that's your own, that's unique to what you want to create.
I completely agree with that. I completely agree. Like, I think that's another thing I do a lot. I think I take a lot of inspiration from other photographers. Like, that's a very good valid point. Alright, so my final tip is just go out and shoot more, because the more you shoot, the more you get better at. This is how I improve my street photo. Just go and shoot more, you know, like don't be afraid to fail, you know, like fail is good, you know, the more you fail, the more you learn from it. So yeah, stop sitting around your bed and fucking, you know, watching YouTube videos on street photo. Just go out and shoot more. Like go out, you know, and shoot more and take more photos, and that's how you get better at street photography. Also, I've got another thing to add in is if you want to learn more about photography or how to improve your photography, I've got my ebooks, my photography ebooks. You can check them out, link in the bio, and yeah. And that's the end of it. Anyway, see ya. Bye.